Alright, what is up everyone? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Kristen today, and I'm back with another game review here. The Flyers would lose this game 2-1 to the Buffalo Sabres in the second preseason game. We honestly thought that this game wasn't going to be streamed, but it was, and the Sabres ended up having a feed from this on their website. The Flyers carried that same feed as well. And, you know, look, I didn't really think the Flyers were going to win this game. They were more AHL, some ECHL guys in this one as well. Guys that in recent years played for Reading and things like that. And, Buffalo had more NHLers, so that's part of it. But also, I didn't really like the way the Flyers played as a team in this one, as a unit. I thought the first line in this game, the JVR Frost connecting line, was obviously the standout line. I honestly really liked Noah Cates. I thought Ratcliffe had some good moments. Both goaltenders played well for the most part, and the Flyers would lose this game 2-1. But kind of getting into the first period, realistically, not much going on for the first handful of minutes. What was different about this too was there was no score, like there was no scoreboard, and then there was no time. So I was kind of like grasping at straws to trying to figure out the time of when things were, so I don't have any like time marks like I usually do, because the feed from this was carried through the Sabres scoreboard. So you after the goal, you could see like all the fans and stuff, and the fans get shown on the jumbotron and all that different stuff. So that was a little bit different. But as this game kind of went on, I kind of thought the Flyers got sloppy and they got tired in certain areas. They didn't have as much towards the net, but starting out in the first, again, not as much going on early, but Konechny would have the Flyers' best chance and the best chance of the game in general. Chance up the wing. It was just a quick shot up the wall. He looks much quicker. Not that he doesn't look quick, but he always has that kind of quick startup on those first two kind of strides, and he was able to kind of use that to his advantage and kind of get inside and get a quick shot. So good chance there. And then the Flyers kind of they kind of started that. That chance kind of gave them a little bit of life, and they kind of went with it. Frost had a play to JVR, and then he tried for a connecting, but that was deflected away. It was a good look for that line. Looked quick early. It was kind of like that play, like the fading kind of 3-on-2, and Frost kind of dropped back, sent it to the middle, and then it ended up going in front for connecting. They tried for the tap in, but was swept away. Ratcliffe had a nice steal on the wall. He almost scored in tight. It was pretty much all Flyers early on. After that, Sandin had a play where he ended up missing a point shot off a rebound, rolled off of his stick. He had a couple of chances in this game and in camp to kind of bury some pucks, and he hasn't been able to do it. Frost had a nice defensive play. He just kind of like shoved it off the wall, kind of like he just poked it a little bit. Ended up starting a 3-on-2 rush for that line. So early on, the Frost with TK on his right, JVR on his left, that line was good early on. I felt like they had some pretty good chances realistically as the game went on. Noah Cates. It's so tough constantly having to say Noah and then on the notes like putting N.Cates, J.Cates, that whole thing. Noah Cates ended up saving a goal. It was a nice play. Buffalo had their best shift of the game. They tried for that Thompson one-timer from the right side, and Cates was right there. He picked that one off, so good play. Buffalo would score, though. Bureau would score off a play where Braun kind of went in, and nobody really picked up Bureau cutting, and he was kind of wide open, and Grosnick was off of his angle. It looked like he fell back a little bit too, so it's 1-0 there. They picked it. They picked him high blocker. So 1-0 Sabres, and Frost almost scored on a breakaway. Then Adder just got completely destroyed on a puck battle, kind of going the other way. Sabres had a breakaway out of it. Grosnick with a nice save there, definitely helped them out. Flyers do get a goal though. That similar play that Konechny had to start the game. He has a same kind of thing. That right hand shot up the right hand side, speed, cuts in and scores on the high glove side on Anderson. 1-1 there for the Flyers. So nice goal, and the Flyers get one there. The Flyers almost scored late off a play that Frost, it was a block shot, and the Sabres kind of just put the puck into the middle, and there was like 2 or 3 Flyers there for it, but ended up getting taken away. But overall, I thought it was a good first period for the Flyers. I thought they owned majority of pace. They had their chances. They played with speed, but in the second period, they didn't really do that. Every pass was either in front or behind. They couldn't really connect on anything. They had one legit shift, and it was a play where Frost won the face-off pretty clean. Set up a chance from the point from Adder. JVR kind of renned it back. Pass back over. Adder ended up going for a play for Frost, who was in the slot, and he tipped it. And outside of that, they really didn't have much going in the second period. It was just a very sloppy period overall. Grosnick had a save off a turnover. The Sabres hit the post before that. Then they get a breakaway chance, and that deflected off Grosnick's pad, hit the post. A couple seconds later, as I'm typing, only a matter of time before they score, the Sabres score 2-1. Bureau scores again. Looked like Grosnick didn't see it. It went high glove, and he kind of just looked at it, and the puck just went right over his shoulder. So I don't think he saw it. It didn't look like he did, but again, he made all them good saves, and the Flyers couldn't get the puck out, and Buffalo would score. They were just doing circles around us for a good handful of minutes. It really wasn't much going on for the Flyers in that period. Not many offensive chances. Realistically, they were getting into the zone, and they were either messing up the pass, things like that. They had one kind of chance off of an Adder shot from the point, and that was a play where they had a kind of a 3-on-1 where Frost actually stole the puck, and it was a good play. He stole the puck, found Konechny. He kind of did his little stick handling and kind of around a couple of guys, got some room, and then dropped it back for either Ratcliffe or Van Reems. I couldn't tell who it was because the stream quality was terrible, and then that ended up kind of eluding that forward, and then they dropped it back for Adder, and he just kind of fired a slapper, and it was a good save there from Anderson. But besides that, those kind of two plays, that Frost kind of face-off play and that Adder chance, was really it for the second for the Flyers. So 2-1 going into the third. The Flyers actually had a couple good penalty kills to end out the second, but besides that, that is one thing that has been good so far though for the preseason is the penalty kill. They're 9 for 9. They've done a pretty good job of A, attacking guys at the line, B, protecting the middle of the ice, not really giving up much, and C, they haven't really given up many high quality chances on the power play for the most part. Yes, obviously there's been some. The Bruins in that last game had a couple, and Sandstrom had some really good saves. But besides that, the penalty kill has been pretty good. So that is one thing. Power play, on the other hand, not so much, but we'll talk about that. Flyers do get a power play late, just not crisp, not really effective. If I'm being honest, it kind of took them a while to kind of get set up for most of it, and then not much going from the second unit. I honestly thought they looked tired, the second unit. Your older type of guys like Brooks, Roussel, Sandin, as the game kind of went on, they looked a little tired and slow. Third period, Urson comes in now. This game was split by Grosnick playing the first two, Urson playing the third. York had a chance early on. Urson had a really nice pad save. Sabres get a power play, then they take a penalty, so 4-on-4. Then it's a 5-on-3 for the Flyers. Frost ended up drawing a penalty. So Frost took a penalty, he drew a penalty, and the penalty he took was the original first power play for the Sabres, which was a pretty bad, just not a great penalty. Really wasn't anything to take. It was a 2-1 game. Buffalo was in control, and then he just took a really unwarranted cross-checking penalty. It really wasn't a smart penalty to take there at all, but the Flyers did kill it off, and then they get the 5-on-3 where he drew it. So overall, I thought Frost had a good game. From his defensive play, you can see he's getting there. He's obviously had some good chemistry, had the assist, drew a penalty, took a penalty, that whole kind of thing. That 5-on-3, though, they didn't really do anything with it. Adder had a one-timer. That was the only shot. Noah Cates had a couple chances here. He had a chance on a one-timer, and then he tried to stuff it home, and then he had a chance off the rush a couple minutes later, which was good speed by Konechny to kind of set that all up. Karashik ended up fighting. Konechny and JVR had a chance in tight, and Jackson Cates ended up wiring one that he got stoned by Subban. That was probably one of the Flyers' best chances in that third. They had a handful of ones that kind of tie it, but that was one of the best. And then empty net for the Flyers. Couldn't really get anything towards the net at all. The Sabres did a really good job of kind of just collapsing and keeping everything in tight. But after the game, there was a shootout. Thompson and Konechny both went. They were the first shooters. They both missed. Tuck and Frost both went second. They missed. Middlestat and Noah Cates went. They both missed. Rusek scored for the Sabres, and Adam Brooks missed 5-hole. I didn't really understand the Adam Brooks selection in the shootout. You had Cam York. You had Van Riemsdyk. You even had Ronnie Adder if you wanted to put him in. I wasn't too sure why they did that. I was like, that doesn't make much sense. But regardless, I thought Frost had a solid game. Konechny, again, I thought JVR, again, that line was good. I did like Noah Cates. I did like some things from Ratcliffe as well. Again, it was more the small things. He had a couple good plays, keeping the puck deep in the zone. But again, the Flyers were kind of thin in this game, and I think they kind of looked tired a little bit. And that's coming off of a day off, too. So not great, and I don't think Torts will like that either. But, it is what it is. But, now the Flyers they're tomorrow against the Washington Capitals at home. And this one will be on TV, so we'll be able to at least watch that one. Yeah, let me know what you guys think below on this one. Again, a couple of guys stood out, some guys not as much, and again, it is what it is. But the penalty kill has been pretty good, so I guess that is one thing you can kind of look at as the games have kind of gone on, is how the penalty kill is played, and to be fair, it has been pretty good. So let me know what you guys think below. Remember to check out the Flyers fan club if you want to meet current Flyer who played in tonight's game, Zach McEwen, on October 5th. The fan club meeting is for registered members only. You can sign up at the door. It is at Harris Casino in Westchester. Casino in Westchester. Hopefully we'll see you there. And for the podcast this week, you can call 267-939-1216 and leave a message as always. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll talk to you all again soon.
Shot, Drew! He scores!